Hey guys, welcome to your 13th Java Beginner's Java tutorial, and in this tutorial I'm going to be telling you how we can gather user input and then interact with that the user input by displaying messages and what have you. So to start off, in Java, I just want to explain one thing, and that's remember in last tutorial we had object-oriented programming and we created an object of a class we made. Well, in Java it's sometimes necessary to create an object of the kind of built-in Java classes, and Java has countless built-in classes available for us to use, and to gather user input we're going to need to use one today called the scanner. And much like we do with the package to import all our files that we've made, we need to import the scanner from a certain part of the Java library, and to do that we write import, and then the scanner is located at java.util.scanner with a capital S. And now we've imported our scanner, we can now create a new object of our scanner, and then we can work with user input. So let's create a scanner, and we're going to call it scanner, and it's equal to new scanner. Now in the parameters we need to say what the scanner needs to scan, and it needs to scan the input of the user. So much like our system out print line, we need to do the opposite of that, and that is system.in, and that gets the input from the user that they enter in this. They're going to enter it in this console down here. So let's begin with our program. First of all, we're going to print our message to the screen saying system out print line, and that is going to say what is your name ? And then we're going to go to a new line, and to do that we type \n, and that's the equivalent of a return. The return key, it goes to the next line, and that isn't displayed to the user, by the way. And then now we need to gather input from the user. So how do we do that? First of all, we need to write scanner, which is our scanner object, then dot next, and it's as simple as that. And what this does is the next input that it finds, it's going to store. Actually, that reminds me, we need to make a variable int name. Oh, it's not an integer, is it? String. So a string of text called name is equal to the next input the scanner finds, and that's an error because we need to make this static. And now, after we've gathered the user's name, we can print out another message to the user, system out print line, and that says and how old are you ? And then go to a new line, and we're going to get int age is equal to scanner, and instead of just next we're going to say next int, and that grabs the next whole number that we type in. If we type in a string of text and then a number, it will only include the number in the age variable. So now we're going to print out that to the user, and we're also going to add a message to them depending on how old they are. So let's write system out print line, and we're going to say your name is plus our name variable, and then plus a comma, and then we're going to say another system out print line, just to make it look nicer. Your name is, and let's see here. Actually, instead of print line, we're going to make it just print, and that prevents it from moving to the next line. So your name is whatever the user entered, and then we'll just put a space here. You are age years old, and you are, and now we're going to create a message depending on how old they are. So if we're going to make an if statement. We've done this all before, so if you don't know what an if statement is or how to work with it, I suggest you watch my other tutorials, my previous tutorials. So if age is less than or equal to 50, we're going to say system out print, and remember, print means it doesn't go to the next line. So system out. So you are age years old, and you are, if they're less than 50, you are still young! Exclamation mark. And if they're old over, then we're going to say age greater than 50. System out print. And let's see, trying to think of something that won't offend anyone. And you are getting on in years, ... So, now that we've made that, let's move down to our output, and we can run this program. Now, as we see here, what is your name? I'm going to write Ollie, enter. And how old are you? I'm going to write 17, and then hit enter. And it says, your name is Ollie, you are 17 years old, and you are still young. And now let's run this again, and we're going to do a different thing. What is your name? I'm going to say Abe. And how old are you? I'm going to say I am 85. And it says, your name is Abe, you are 85 years old, and you are getting on in years. So that is how to get basic input from the user. We'll be using that more in the future tutorials. But that's it for now. Experiment with this. You can make text games with this or something like that. But make sure you understand it, learn it, and please subscribe. Thanks for watching.